Welcome to part 9 of painting your storm giant. And my goal for this next 30 minutes is to add the rest of the base coat here to the bottom part of his feet, which I'm going to continue using this gray. And I really didn't know what I was going to do, so it took me a minute to kind of think this out. So I want to get the rest of the base coat on here, on the back of his legs as well. And then move on to, I think, the orange leather. And I will explain in a second, but I'm going to be using some scale 75 paint, some orange leather to do the belt loop. So I'm going to be trying to kind of finish that up. Get that all finished up. And yeah, like I said, I really didn't know what I was going to do with some of this. I thought I had a plan of what I was going to do, and then, plans change sometimes. And that's all right. As long as you get a new plan. As long as you have a plan. And my plan is now that I think I'm going to go ahead and do the dark black green here. Just sort of the same fabric as the tunic. I find it's a very back and forth game with painting miniatures. You need a wet palette so much because you're going to just be going back and forth. It takes, at least for me, sometimes a minute to find where one color area or, part of the model stops that should be one color and another part begins. So, I'm going back and forth constantly. Just kind of redeciding every now and again where I want it to be. Where I want it to be one color and where I want it to be another color. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Now, for my orange leather. I feel like this scale 75 orange leather is just such a great way of achieving what could take you 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 multiple layers, thin layers of paint. Great way of, I'm not saying it's like a contrast paint, but it's just a great color. I don't know what else to say. So I'm going to use that in just a few places here for the brown leather that I feel like would have, this Storm Giant would have on him. So yeah, I don't like introducing too many colors. Like, this is kind of the palette so far almost, besides the skin tones. But I'm not saying I'm great at keeping simple palettes, but I mean, it'll definitely get more expansive as I finish the base coat here. But I don't know, we'll see. See how I feel about this. I'm not liking it. Quite yet. We'll see. Maybe it's okay. The belt. Think about that for just a second. I think I'm just trying to decide if I would like the belt to be the orange leather, or if I would like the belt to be the same color as these tassels, these sort of tassel things that I've named them, which I'm sure that there is a correct decision for what those would be. Yeah, I think we'll go for the orange leather belt. And then the belt straps, the belt loops. The belt loops can be the same color gray. I feel like this is an awfully large brush to be using at the moment. It's a 2, and I'm feeling just a little scared. I feel like I'm painting with a wall roller here. I feel like I need a little downsize, and possibly my Egon Spengler goggles here. But I no longer hate the orange leather. At first I was like, oh gosh, it looks terrible, this orange leather. But I no longer feel that way as much. Oh boy. God. Okay. All right. So do my best to work in this light, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get these goggles on. Like I said, these make an amazing difference painting minis sometimes, because it's a little more difficult to use with the camera setup that I'm using here. But I just can't say enough about the improved ability to And what I really love about these two is that they actually have, I don't know if you can see it on the camera here, but I just turned on a light. They have like this little light on them. Okay, so here's what I gotta say about this, is that one thing I've found with painting minis is that the more that you're able to pick out the details and kind of follow them with your paintbrush, that's what just makes it work. And it is just easier said than done sometimes because there's just so many fine details. I'm sorry, I'm like bucking here. Okay. And then you just kind of have to like figure out, okay, how am I going to get in here? And I'm going for like this right here, this piece of leather. And it's so hard to see, but like at the right angle, you can see it. You can go ahead and paint it. I got that all over his chainmail, but that's okay. I'm gonna be painting that chainmail one way or the other with some metallic. Just you wait. Okay, so I'm gonna get real up close here. Just such delicate work. But like I said, it's all about following these lines, these trace lines. Picking out where the color should be. And then if you get it wrong, going back again. Going back over it, changing it up. Okay. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but being as close as I can on the leather without trying to go onto the skin. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, I believe I said we were going with leather brown on this. Let's see. Yeah. Switching down from a 2 to a 1 on my golden maple. And I'm going to attempt to kind of do this belt with orange leather from scale 75. And geez, I just realized now it's 15 minutes in already. I haven't said anything about the campaign, told any kind of a D&D related campaign story. So I did I just for a second I will say I went to a game store today. This last week was free. It was tabletop RPG day, and I'm also running. I'm starting a Curse of Strahd campaign, and I really wanted this promotional mini that they were giving away. I just thought it would be great to have it in our campaign, and so they were giving away these Strahd minis for free. So it's Scrod. They were giving them away for free, so I was trying to get one, and I went on down there, and I put my name in the raffle, and I happened to just sort of see someone walking by, and they immediately stopped and asked if, and I was wearing my Dungeon Master t-shirt at the time, because it's free RPG day and I'm going to my local comic store, so why not? Of course, it's perfect time and place. So I was wearing my Dungeon Master shirt. I'm not sure if that's what this guy picked up on. I'm going to switch up to a little bit longer paint delivery brush here. This is a size 1 or 0, and it's just one of my favorite ones. This is one of the Target 99-cent brushes that I got, just one of my favorites. And so this guy saw me, and this guy was like, "Hey, pal, would you like to come and play a D&D game?" And I was excited. I was so excited, but I played it off really cool. I'm like, I guess I could go roll up a level 5 character for your D&D campaign, sure. So, it was the craziest thing. It was like the game store, my local game store is, at least one of my local game stores is, it's called Great Escape Games, and they have a couple, I think, locations, but the owner's a great guy. I think I've met him a couple times, and this wasn't the owner, but I at least met the owner once, I believe. Great guy, I felt like. Just because he offered us a private room, and that's exactly what happened this time. When we got together, we went into this private, well, the guy who asked me to and invited me to the game, escorted us kind of back into this, or escorted me back into this private game room that they had set up with this giant map of the Sword Coast of Faerun on the wall. And so, of course, I'm and so we sit down at the table, and there's also like these animatronic skeletons with battle axes, kind of chomping their jaws, their skeleton jaws. It was just, really cool, really great atmosphere. And then they also had music that they were hosting with as well. They had this um, huge set of speakers. So when we got into battles, they would blare the battle music, over the speakers. It was pretty sweet. So that was the kind of the atmosphere set up, and the gaming table was this huge 3D map that, I don't know, almost looked like Battleforge. I don't know. It was 3D terrain pieces, and it was lit up with LED lights all over the place. It was great. And so I sat down and we came up with like level 5 characters for all the players, and it was a lot of fun. They had a few other people that, let's see, had come as well, and there was like a couple, and then there was two younger guys and myself, so 5 of us all together. And pretty quickly rolled up a 5th level wizard, and a class that I don't normally use. I don't normally go for a wizard. Like, I'm normally the paladin, but there was a paladin there already, and I thought about cleric for a second, but then I just have been thinking about like this wizard build lately, and I'm, like I said, I'm always the paladin. I'm always like I try not to play like I mean, I know that they're great. I know that everybody loves a good Dudley Do-Right paladin to charge in and tank the bad guys and set off all the traps. That's great. And that's normally me. I'm going to be honest. Although, as a paladin, I try not to just, blindly charge in and set off traps. But the guy that we were playing with as a paladin that day, whew, man, that guy would he loved to charge a trap. It was just too much. This guy, he was cool. But kind of deadly, sometimes. I feel like it can be kind of deadly to just rush forward, head first into danger. Well, if you're a paladin, you don't have to worry about it so much, right? Because you have a tanky armor class, and then you got a ton of hit points, and, worst comes to worst, the bard or the cleric will help you out. If absolute worst case scenario, you just lay on hands on yourself, you just... So I get it. Like, as a paladin, maybe that's why you're playing paladin, is because you want to be able to rush into those situations. But it was a little scary, I feel like, at least as a wizard, because shoot, there were like crossbow bolts flying through the air at one point. Sorry. And wizards aren't particularly known for their large pool of hit points. So, all you paladins out there, just remember, try to remember that the best offense is a good defense. And maybe when you're exploring, explore delicately at times. Until you can no longer do so, right? Okay. One of the hardest parts of painting minis sometimes is just all of the little different bits on the mini. Trying to discern what color they should be. Especially when, your mini has multiple little bits on it, such as potion bottles and belt buckles and daggers hanging off and spell books and a wine skin. I mean, the temptation for me is it's all leather brown. It's all just going to be leather brown. Spellbook, leather brown. Wineskin, leather brown. Spellbook, leather brown. Potion bottle, leather brown. Bag of gold, leather brown. So yeah, that's always difficult. I feel like it's just figuring out what to paint, all the little different areas, different areas, different colors for each. Okay. Okay. I've been thinking about this, and I think that I'm just going to go for it as just the trim here. I mean, at the end of the day, it's painted. So I'm just going for this in the bronze. I think, let's see, this color is, sorry, I haven't used it. It's not brassy. I think it's either, I think it's hammered copper. The hammered copper from Game Color. And like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Vallejos. I mean, they get the job done. Obviously, I'm using them. But I don't know. I feel like they get a lot of shade thrown at them for obvious reasons. Yes, they are metallic. Yes, they do have a reflective quality about them. but they're just not on the same level as the Vallejo's other metallic paint lines. And honestly, why? So, I'm just gonna make a decision on these two parts. And then I think up here. All right. I feel like this is going to be kind of delicate, so I might just leave that for now. Hi, kitten. Hi. Hi, kitten. Hello. Well, hello. All right. So this right here, hello. I'm going to use mahogany. And this mahogany that, let's see. This mahogany that I was going to use is, again, it's just one of my favorites. I'm sorry, I'm not able to put my hands on it though at the moment. So let's see. Instead, I'm going to continue building up. Instead, I'm going to build up this Rhinox hide just a little bit. But you know what? I'm gonna take a break. So I will come back, and it will be, gosh, it's going to be part 10 already. And then I'm going to use a little of the fantasy games line to kind of bring out more of that Rhinox hide color. We'll see. Okay. See you then for part 10. Bye now.